Hey guys. So, I made a sappy ass video like a couple of nights ago. And I decided not to post it just because I'm crying in it and it's kind of meh, weird to me anyways. I don't know if it would be to you. But I wanted to go over some points in that video today. So, pretty much it starts with my trauma of being left behind. I have trauma with being left behind from friends, exes, family. I have a big issue and just pain from people just abandoning me for no reason. I don't have BPD or anything. That's the only thing I resonate with borderline is abandonment, but I don't do certain things that borderline people do or anything, but it is kind of resonates a little bit. So first off, why I believe I have abandonment issues is when I was younger, being in a wheelchair just was very difficult. I first was in a walker up until 15 years of age, and that was a struggle because physically it was painful and it was overwhelming, and my stamina I couldn't keep up with. And then also dealing with friends. So in elementary school, I had a bunch of friends. They all wanted to sit next to me, and they would switch off and take turns and stuff. Same with middle school, but that's whenever my dad died, so I think things kind of changed for me also during that time. I was 11 or 12, and yeah, I had friends in middle school, but the teachers were bitches to me. They they didn't want me in their classrooms. And even one time, we all played outside, besides me. They were playing a deer game where you make different shapes for food and health and mind and stuff. I don't know. Some deer game. And she didn't want to accommodate me. Instead, she sat me on the side, and I was on my phone, and she got on to me for being on my phone. Yeah, I want to stare at a bunch of fucking kids playing, having a good time, while I'm over here not able to do jack shit. And they even told me in middle school, I'm super into dancing. If you don't know me, dancing is my number one thing. That's how me and my friend Haley met in 5th grade. She danced on the floor with me. So I'm a big fan of dancing. So in middle school, I asked if I could join being in a wheelchair affect me from joining the club, and they straight up said yes. So teachers were a big factor into me negatively feeling bad about myself. Then middle school / high school, I had a best friend. She's so funny, and we would just crack up all the time. I go to her house, she could come to mine. I told her a secret about myself, which I'm not gonna share just because it's something kind of big and huge to some people. So that's why I don't disclose things or certain things. But anyways, I told my best friend this thing about me, and she quit being my friend over there, and that kind of hurt. That was okay, so you don't accept me. I accept you for your diabetes, I accept you for whoever you are, but you're gonna cut me out. So then I had another best friend, but we dated kind of like, I don't know for how long. It was probably like 7 months or something that we dated. But I got hit by a car with my other friend. And the girl that I dated, I told her we should be friends because like it hit me like when I was like, near death experience, like we're meant to be best friends. We're not meant to date. And like I was figuring out my like sexuality during that time too. Like I'm not really into girls, like, So after that, like I quit talking to her for a little bit, but then we became friends in college, like best friends in college again, because we went to the same college and we were together all the time. And like I had a shitty boyfriend at the time, and I think that affected some things, but overall, they just quit talking to me. It's not like, I hear about these people falling out and stuff, and like, but it was never a fallout. It was just like someone stopped talking to you or engaging with you. So that's why it's hard for me to like accept things, or like accept that people like leave just because like I'm like, dang, am I that shitty of a person, or like what's wrong with me? So then the third thing is I dated a trans person for like 7 months. They cheated on me all the time. I think they wanted more and more validation from other people, that they wanted to be accepted. I think that's why they cheated. But they just randomly left. And I'm like, it's just weird because like these things have no conversations. It's just, oh, I'm just gonna up and leave. Like nothing led to anything. And then I had a friend. We were friends for 5 years. We dated for 4 years almost. And the thing with that, at the end of our relationship, we started to be open, like, with other people. Not just like, how do I explain it? Like, we didn't date other people. We saw other people, kind of. And it was like this thing because, like, we always joked about it and, like, oh, yeah, like, that's crazy, like, polyamory and all this. And we're open relationships. That's what it's called. Not really polyamory, but open relationships. So, pretty much, he left me one day after 4 years. And he claims that he had an epiphany on mushrooms and all this, and that he didn't really want to be with me, that he hasn't wanted, like, ever since I got my surgery done, he felt this way. Which I had a breast reduction back in February of that time, 2021. I think it was 2021. So I had a breast reduction, and he couldn't even carry me. Like, he couldn't do anything. It was a struggle. And I think what happened was he put two and two together, like, oh, maybe she's going to get worse one day. I don't want to be around for that. That's what I think. And also, he left me for somebody else. And how I know is because I found out about it later, which I always felt like he did, but he never admitted it. He said it was just for himself. Like, he wanted to be on this road of reflection. Behind my back, he was, well, really behind my back because he wasn't telling me about anything. He left me for this girl, and they were supposed to get married. Like, they didn't get married. They broke up, I think, because he told me about his old roommate or whatever. Okay, so pretty much fast forward, he asked me like around March of this year to watch his cat for him for like 4 months. He has no one else to do it, so that's why I was like, okay, yeah, like fine. But back then, like 4 months ago, I was still like, after all these years, I'm like, 9 years on this motherfucker, and I'm still like, care about him. So that didn't work out. But he wanted me to watch his cat for him, and I said yes. And he told me about a comedy show, and I was like, oh, we should go together. Like, I was ballsy, and like people were telling me in my ear what I should say and stuff, and it wasn't like the right thing. He was like, I don't think that's a good idea. So, and I wrote him a long ass message too, like, I don't know why, but I still care about you. He never opened it up, so I ended up deleting it. Like, because you can do that on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And so I deleted it. And then he writes me back something about the cat or something. But yeah, I haven't heard from him since he picked up the cat. So, he was just using me for a place for his cat, I guess. Because I don't like, in a way, like, he probably knows, like, I'm reliable. Like, I'm probably the only fucking person reliable that can do it. Because all his friends probably can't because they have other animals. But yeah, him leaving me was like, I put him on a fucking pedestal, like up high. And I still kind of do, in a way. Like, it's hard for me to move on because I think all of these things, all of these people that left me, it has affected my ability to make friends and relationships. All of it. Like, it was just like the icing on the cake, like the last thing, you know what I'm saying? For me to be so closed off. Like, I'm so closed off and awkward and weird to me, that I have a group of friends that are acquaintances to me, but there's like 9 or 10 people in this group, and they're awesome. Like, they're so cool. Individually, as people, they're so cool. But I just cannot get myself to open up. And like in therapy, like, it doesn't really help, like positive affirmations and all that. Like, to me, it doesn't really help. It's like all BS to me. But she tells me to keep trying, pretty much, with social relationships and social things. Which I have, like, people say they have social anxiety. I have the worst social anxiety. Like, I try sometimes, but that's just because if I don't try, then it's like, am I going to be alone for the rest of my life? No, I don't want that. So I try to open up to people, but it doesn't really work. Like, I'm so closed off. I'm tired of opening myself up to people just for them to leave. Like, I just think that everyone's going to leave eventually, I guess. And, like, who wants that? Who wants to take all this energy, put it into something or someone for friendships and relationships just for it to end? And a lot of people don't have problems like, oh yeah, like they left my life, fuck them. But for me, it's like, what's my problem? Why is it me? What's wrong with me? And that's drives from being different in the wheelchair too. But, you know, it's just like, where do I go from here? And we're going on a trip this week to Tennessee, like me and my acquaintances, friends. And I hope I'm able to open up, but it takes a lot for me to open up. And like, I'm thinking if we're there all day for like 3 days, shit, I'd have to open up sometime or eventually or something. You know, I'm tired of overanalyzing myself. And also is a problem with my family. Like, my mom's the only person that has really been there for me in my family. It's like, she's my best friend. And I don't care that she's my best friend. Like, you know, like, she's been there for me. So, like, sure, we've had our ups and downs, but my brother's kind of closed off. Like, he doesn't really talk. Even on vacation, like, it was kind of like, okay. And his pretty much wife, like, I feel like, I don't know. She doesn't really like me. I don't know why, but they've been together for years, like 15 plus years, and I'm just like, I don't think she likes me, and I'm not really close to my grandparents. Like, they're all never were there for me, like, ever, really. And my sister on my dad's side, she's older than me, and she never really tried either. Like, we had a disagreement about our dad, and she almost blocked me, and like, all this stuff, and I'm like, okay. And she's never like been there, and so like, I have this abandonment issue with everyone in my life besides my mom's, pretty much. Like, so it's weird whenever everyone around you abandons you or isn't there for you or shouldn't, or the way that they should be. So it's like, I don't know. I like to get over it, but I gotta be more positive about it. I gotta be, okay, I'm gonna make these friends, and I'm gonna open up to people, and not everyone's bad. Not everyone's gonna be a letdown. That's just what I gotta do. I just wanted to talk about this, and if any of you have the same issues, like, let me know. You know, it's kind of hard, but, you know, if like, there's other people out there that have solutions, like, I'm not thinking of, maybe let me know. And I think that it's just gonna take some time, maybe. I don't know. I have to do the work, but slowly. I'm not gonna rush into like making best friends and everything. So, you know, I'll see you guys next time in another video. For now, bye. And I know this was like crunched in, but you know, it's something I wanted to talk about. So, I'll see you in another video. Bye!